Jim Holley, Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Welcome to this week's Toyota Tailgate Talk. I'm here with the mechanic for James Stewart, Patrick Barker. Patrick, I got to ask you, some of the differences between Davey Millsap's bike and James Stewart. Obviously, the gas tank. Tell me why James Stewart has an aluminum gas tank as opposed to a production one, and the shrouds are a lot different.
Yeah, everything we built for James, we went down early in the year and tested with him in Florida, and he really liked the bike right away. And one of the things he said he wanted to change was like a rider comfort feel. And James, a lighter guy, a little bit lighter than Davey, and also has a bit different riding style than Davey. Davey's more off the back of the bike. James rides really far forward, as everybody's seen. And the tank, the whole effort with the tank, the shrouds, and the airbox has all been basically narrowed up for James, so he can get further forward on the bike. The radiators are also narrowed up for him, so it brings the front end of the bike in. It's a little skinnier as well. When we made the tank, you have to make airbox and shrouds to go with it, so it's kind of a combination deal.
That's the advantages of having a NASCAR team behind you. You can make those changes. Something else, the data, the mapping. James can actually change the mapping as he's out there riding.
Yeah, we're able to pull data from the bike, and also the mapping switch is basically we can load maps into it, and he can go out on the track, and if there's, he can change maps depending on what conditions, anything like that. So he can tell, what map he wants to use, and we can load it into the bike for the main.
Something else I noticed, James Stewart runs a production clutch. Davey Millsaps likes to run a hydraulic clutch. Talk a little bit about the differences between a hydraulic clutch and a regular standard clutch, because standard clutch you can feel a little bit better.
Yeah, standard clutch you can feel a little bit better on the engagement point of where the clutch actually locks up and engages. Davey run the hydraulic clutch, something he was used to coming from a different team, so he really likes to use that. He's more comfortable with it. James, obviously, people have seen he doesn't really use a clutch that much, so having that stiffer feel of a cable clutch is fine with him. He likes it for the starts also, and he doesn't really use it enough, so it works out pretty good.
Something else I noticed, James runs blue hubs and Davey likes the red hubs.
That was color preference. James likes the blue, Davey likes the red, and kind of helps the tire guys out on figuring out whose wheels are whose, so it works out good. Yeah.
Something else also, talking with the riders, they run a different gearing. Obviously, Davey Millsap's a bigger guy. Maybe he likes a lower gearing than, say, James would run.
Yeah, James is a 48 Zeus sprocket on the rear, and I believe Davey's about a 53. Davey, being a bigger guy, likes a little bit more bottom hit, and James likes that bottom hit, but likes to be a little smoother.
What do you talk to James Stewart on the starting line before the gate drops? Like the little hints behind the scenes, like what does he like to do? I mean, I know when I was riding, sometimes I'd like my mechanic to massage my back. I was a little bit stressed out going into that first turn, but what's James like?
James is really calm, collected on the line. He's been doing it so long, and obviously so talented, he knows what he's got to do. Just kind of subtle reminders on the start, making sure he's staying over the front of the bike, and just reminding him, if we get in a bad start situation, get through the pack quick, don't let the guys at the front get away, and just stay focused, stay loose, relax, and he knows what to do.
I know, Patrick, that you worked for a lot of riders. Talk a little bit about some of the differences working with some of the previous riders as opposed to James Stewart.
Working for James Stewart it's awesome. Actually, he's not extremely picky as a rider, as to some people may think. He knows what he wants, and he just, through testing and everything, he'll find it. And it's not a situation where we have to do a ton of testing back and forth over and over. He kind of knows what he's looking for, and it makes it easy in that aspect. And not real picky as far as controls and anything. You get him in a general area, he's pretty comfortable with it, and he's pretty easy going. He's a quiet guy in public, but funny guy behind the scenes, so he's good.
All right, well, you heard it from Patrick Barker, the man who spins the wrenches for the man who runs the number 7, James Stewart, on the JGR Toyota Yamaha here. That's it for this week's Toyota Tailgate Talk. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check us out on supercrossonline.com Wednesdays, 5 p.m. on that East Coast.